Hello everyone, Noam 100.0 here. Sorry about the poor communication. Sorry if I haven't been posting. Um, I was actually thinking of telling you guys where the channel is going. I'm not quitting in any way, but I'm thinking about redoing PvZ Plush. Going back in time and making the series make actually more sense. Like the first two episodes. Because honestly, in all reality, I never filmed PvZ Plush episode 3. Um, I don't know. I was lying to you guys. I feel guilty, and I always said, "Oh, PvZ Plush episode 3 is coming out soon. Be ready." Um, I feel guilty. I feel like I should be honest with you guys from now on. Uh, I'm not crying. I'm just like my nose is stuffy right now because I think I'm having an allergic reaction. Now I don't really script these videos, and frankly, I feel like I should be honest right now. At the moment, I am in high school now, so I've been focusing more on that. I've also been thinking of, well, of course, redoing PvZ Plush, which I will also make the next episode. I will keep the first trailer up, and I'll keep the other videos up. But I think I might delete episode 1 and episode 2. They will have the same names, except it'll go from the first depiction to the next depiction. Another script, well, not really a script, but like the other idea was like where pea shooter, sunflower, and cactus, and maybe some other plants, they all joined a special force called the Garnops. Well, something like that. And frankly, I'm changing the villains in some of the seasons, mainly season 1 and season 4. Season 1 villain will be Chomper. And season 4's villain will be, I don't know, I'm trying to decide if I should switch 4 and 5 seasons. Their villains back and forth. Well, not back and forth, but switch their spots. So, like, season 4 is going to be Super Brains or the Future Plants. Or the Future Plants will be season 4 and season 5 will be Super Brains. Now, I haven't decided that yet. But when I do, you'll see it. So at the moment, I'm just redoing PvZ Plush from the start. And, yeah. I'm not gonna end this video yet, but also, I'm thinking of doing Also, the Bead series is getting delayed into 2026. If you guys haven't noticed, some of you haven't noticed, in case you haven't seen this video in a minute, well, of course you haven't seen this video yet. I'm filming it right now. Just know that, like, PvZ Plush, the first 2 episodes, they don't make sense. It was a stupid 14-year-old writing these scripts, and that stupid 14-year-old was me. Honestly, script writing takes too long, so I just need to think about what I want to do for the episode, think of what I'm going to say, and then remember what I'm going to say. Practice. Practice makes almost perfect. Just know that. It doesn't always make perfect, but yeah. And just know, like, I'm more than excited to announce that the Bead series will be happening. It'll probably be like only like 30 episode season 1 type thing. I don't plan to make like a huge thing because PvZ Plush will have 5 seasons, and it'll probably be it won't equal like the same number of episodes as that thing, because each season I plan to at least make 12 episodes. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. And one of the beads that were going to be used, yes, you're getting a teaser for one of the characters. Her name is Jolly, and she has like a well, that would be later revealed in the series. Well, kind of. Her name is Jolly, and like she's like a doll bead that like doesn't run on a normal core like the other beads. Hold on, guys. I have to use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just had to use the bathroom. If you're wondering when the Bead series is going to start, well, we all know it's going to be in 2026. The whole plot is like these beads were made, and well, here's the thing. Okay, I'm not explaining it good. These beads were made to protect Earth. Like a long time ago, the first beads were created by humans. So, yeah, just remember that. But then eventually, beads destroyed they destroyed the world because they eventually became sentient and were seeing that they were being killed by humans because they weren't doing what they were told to do. So this guy named, well, he'll have a different name at first, but it's kind of like Transformers 1, if you guys haven't seen that. It takes inspiration, but there won't be like a huge backstory beforehand. This guy named, well, not yet, but his name is Ultra Bead. He's kind of like Megatron, but except he's not really a villain because he found out their truth. He's always had a plan to kill the humans and then make beads and then rule the world. He's always been like that. But like no bead would help him do it, and they thought he was just playing a little game. But then as soon as he told them, showed them evidence, they're like, yeah, we should listen to this guy. And then other beads were like, how about instead of killing the humans, we can just make whoever is killing us pay. Not Megatron. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. Ultra Bead was like, no, I don't like that idea, so he exiles these beads that we're gonna call them blue cores. Blue cores were forced to go into hiding for a bit, and then there's gonna be like, then eventually red cores kind of rule most of the world after killing almost every human. Well, I say every almost because like there's going to be more humans in the future of the series, but probably like near the like final episodes or the final arc. These beads were like, they're like, the blue cores were good. They were like, oh no, we didn't defend the humans. So now their goal is to defeat the red cores. And they found a bunch of beads that like came out a bit weird. Like a few of them that came out a bit off and didn't look like normal soldier beads. Mainly because the last remaining humans were just finding random bead parts and then putting them together. Well, not humans, but normal blue cores. And the leader of the blue cores, which will be seen in the future. They made the others, and then the leader of the blue cores were like, okay, we'll allow it even though they don't look like us. And then they eventually were awakened One is called X Defense, and then there's a bunch of other ones. And then X Defense isn't the main character. His son is. He eventually found out humans had these things called kids. He's like, oh, I want a kid, but like we can't reproduce like humans. So he eventually took it among himself to make 2 kids. One is going to be called Marcus. They were given human names because he found out what humans' names were instead of like code names. They were given the real human names. But if you wanted to pick a name, like a code name for them, Marcus, which is the main character, is Mega Defense Bead, and then Ben, which is Blade Bead. Ben is younger than Marcus, with Marcus being the oldest. And then eventually they lose a few members because the Red Cores mess everything up. What the Red Cores do, they like had these worms. Now we're just going to call them destruction worms. And then there was these worms that were like the first stage or like the middle stage of a destruct worm, but they didn't evolve to their final form, so like they were killed and called scrap worms, because what they would do, well, they're called that for 2 reasons. One, sorry, my nose. They were thrown into scrap yards before being collected and killed, before becoming scraps for parts to make better beads. And then there's this guy named Bead, which I'm thinking of naming him something with a C. He ended up in the land of scrap worms. He ends up getting torn in half while one specific scrap worm shoot away all the other scrap worms because they mistaked him for scraps. Because they feared like actual alive beads, but they faked him for scraps because he was knocked out unconscious, so they ripped him in half and tore his lower torso apart. And then they were about to do the second, but like a different scrap worm noticed the difference. And he saved that guy, made him new legs, even though they weren't. He made him like, he didn't remember how many legs he had, even though it was just 2. He made him 3 new legs. 2 were just walking, and another one is a buzzsaw, so kind of like a tail. And then they escaped the land of scraps, or just scrap land, or scrap yard. And then they joined the special forces and became Blue Cores. And then Blue Core, the land of Blue Cores, is eventually found by Red Cores. They're like not Megatron. I keep saying Megatron. Ultra Bead demanded his task force, which consists of these 4. No, not just 4. There's more. I'll just explain 4 of them. Well, maybe 4. There's the Jester, which is like the Jester guy of the king, whatever. You know what I mean. He uses like these bombs full of laughing gas, and then it works on beads. So they're like too busy laughing while he goes up and kills them. There's Boxer, who has like extendable arms, can grab onto the enemy, and he has buzzsaws in his hands, so he can just grind them to shreds. So it's kind of like the Omni Droid from Incredibles, and I have seen the Incredibles trend going around, where like it shows like different heroes being terminated, or sometimes it's not even Incredibles, it's like with other stuff. Anyway, we're off topic. Another one, I had to think real quick. The Mimic. He can mimic into any character. It's hard to tell who he is because not only can he just mimic his whole body, he can mimic body parts. So if you see like him mimic into something, he can mimic, say like he mimicked it into Marcus, right? Or Mega Defense Bead. He can transfer his arm into a Scrapworm tail, or Mega. Oh my god, I keep saying Megatron. Ultra Bead's tail, or anything, because Ultra Bead, I won't get into much designs, but Ultra Bead, he has like this tail. He doesn't have legs, he has these bulky arms, he has like one small eye, no mouth, well, in his final form, which I'll get into later. Well, probably not in this video. He has a huge little eye, and he has a tail that's sort of bulky, but not really. Like, it's bulky at like near the top. Well, it's straight, bulky, and then the rest is just straight. And he just can walk around like that. And yeah. Anyway, Mimic can literally just transform into anything he wants, except like inanimate objects, which, just admit, if he could, it could be over, because since he can also mimic body parts. And eventually, but it won't be happening until we get more beads so I can make a new Jolly, and like different versions of Jolly, and a Beast. Because there are like these beads who like, they were trying to fight Ultra Bead. Like, they weren't part of the task force, but they wanted it. They didn't believe in the task force, so they went there to kill Ultra Bead themselves. They failed, and then they paid the ultimate price by becoming monsters. He freaking had Surgeon, which is another one of Ultra Bead's many like super minions. He freaking did stuff with the science team, and then they turned them into like abominations, and then they're just blinded by wrath, like throughout the whole series. So that's about it. I don't know if I'll put timestamps in this video, because Bead Talk has been going around for a long time. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from the Bead Talk, because I don't want to give much information about the series. That's just a little sneak peek, and then in the future you'll get a trailer of like, you'll get one trailer and a backstory, and that's all you're getting until 2026. And they might release in December. Okay, enough Bead Talk. Next is about PvZ Plush, even though I explained it at the start of the video. Well, it's just, I don't know, it was kind of stressful trying to figure out where I wanted to go for episode 3. The first idea was Pisher finding out there was a huge raid mission going on at a zombie base, where plants were going to raid that base to steal technology zombies made and save hostages, because there's a little hostage place there. So he somehow snuck aboard. I don't know how. I don't know what my mind was thinking. It's just my logic. He went there, snuck in. I had to disguise himself as a soldier. They went to the raid, and then they were planning to kill zombies. But it was a trap, and then Gargantua comes out after killing 2 soldiers of the plants, and then Pisher tries to run, but Gargantua grabs onto him and knocks him out cold. That was going to be the first script. What I want to do now is I want to just redo the whole series. I plan to make episode 3 the raid still, and just go from there. I had a plan for season 1, and everything isn't going to start with the anymore. Well, except for, like, maybe for the first episode, and then episode 2 will probably just be called Rescuing Hostages. I want to find, like, more funny, like, not funny, but, like, little things to call the episodes. Yeah. Also, after the series ends, well, this is just what I'm gonna plan to do. And when the series ends, I'll reveal who the narrator is. It's not me. But it'll be like someone you probably won't expect. Well, you'll probably expect it. But yeah, I'll just explain the villains for this whole series because why not? Because not a lot of you will see this video. This might be a long video. Now that I think about it. Season 1, Chomper. Season 2, Royal Hypnoflower. Season 3, Fire Bee. Season 4, probably Super Brains. Season 5, The Future Plants. And then the movie will just be the zombies. Well, actually, the movie is... If you think about it, the main movie is going to be called Stop the Zomboss Apocalypse. That's the whole plot, I guess. Because... Not the Zomboss Apocalypse, the Zombot Apocalypse. While Zomboss sees the plants, well, mainly the Garnoffs deal with other threats, while the main... Yeah, that's what they were hired for, kind of. Main Garnoffs were hired to deal with the other evil plants, while the real army dealt with the zombies. Yeah. And special episodes will still exist. However, there's only going to be one special episode in every... Here's the thing about they won't all the time be about villains. Well, I think they will. It'll just show... It's just... The special episode will just be shown for, like, the villains. How they were made. So... Yeah, just you'll see them when I redo the whole series. I think that's enough talk for the PvZ Plush series and how it's gonna go. So, episode 1, November 1st. Wait. Not November 1st. Probably not next week either. Maybe on Halloween. It won't be I'll do a double upload. I'll do a Halloween special of something. There's no Halloween dance at my school, unfortunately. And they don't allow kids to film it, I guess. They allow, like, pictures at school. I'll probably, like... Well, here's the thing. I don't want to post what friends I have on YouTube without their consent. So you probably won't see friends on videos anytime soon, unless if they... It depends on, like... I can imagine that. They see me going big, and then they want to be famous too, so they... Like... You will... I can tell them this. They're not going to be famous all because I show them on a few videos. People just assume they're affiliated with me. That's about... Yes, on the topic of friends, this next topic is kind of serious in some way. Oh my god. I'm gonna... Sorry about that, guys. That was just a person in my house at the moment. If you heard that laugh in the back, Okay, I'm gonna try to explain this topic. It's not anything bad. It's not about this or that. Like, anything, like, bad that happened to me. Well, sort of. It's just about fake friends and, like, how you should never let anyone emotionally manipulate you. So, I'm not gonna say names in this, unless if you're watching, You probably know who you are, and, yeah. I'm not going to say your name. Well, you probably don't know who you are, so. And you probably don't even know I'm not even your friend anymore. Well, you should probably gather the hints and figure out why I'm not talking to you. I'm just not the fans of whoever fake friends that I used to have are watching. That didn't make sense. I feel like I'm talking too fast. Let me slow down. I back then, but well, not very back then. It happened this year. I was doing good, and really, really good. Because I'm like, oh, I'm finally getting caught up in school. I'm gonna do good in high school. Let's just say around that time, I was starting to finally gather oh no, what's going on? It felt weird. People would Now I can be very. People are probably going to call me insensitive in the comments and oh, they probably didn't mean to hurt you. They just probably didn't. They just probably wanted you to feel in the friend group. Well, you can say that when you literally get sent a picture from an anonymous phone number about your people who you thought were really, really good friends, who you wished nothing but good stuff for, who you cared so much for, just to find out they're talking crap about your back. Behind your back, I mean. Hold on, guys. My computer turned on for some reason. I don't know why that happened. Yeah, just... anyway, just the stuff that they said about me, and that I'm not gonna show you guys, because it's pretty messed up. I cannot show anything. I do not want you guys to go to... I don't want you guys harassing people. I don't want you guys, I really don't want you guys going around harassing people who did this to me, who talked behind my back and said bad stuff about me. And I'm not crying either, it just sounds like it. However, when I did find out, I was bawling, bruh. And I don't know, I'm talking like that. But when I found out, I was really sad, because I'm like, how could they do this to me, man? I wish them nothing but good stuff, and they just do this to me. Why, man? I don't have videos or screenshots. I deleted them all, because I just wanted to leave that whole thing behind. And I'm not doing this for attention either. I'm just letting you all know that, I was also starting to, guess things, too, because they were, wanting me to do stuff for them, they were wanting me to do stuff for them, I was doing it so I could be a nice person, no matter how hard it was, their homework, or whatever. Not all of them were doing this to me, just a few, and then a few were having me do, getting phone numbers, or having me buy them something, they said, you lend us, no, they didn't say lend. I was so stupid at the time. They said, well, they didn't use me for money, but they have hurt me a lot after, well, they weren't exactly talking crap. It was just a few people who were, some people were just joining in, some people were, who didn't really care that much, but, they were just playing along despite feeling bad. It's alright, to them. They didn't know what they were doing. oh no, it's hard to explain. It's just, they emotionally manipulated me a bunch in middle school, and I'm no longer friends with them. And I'm not saying this for attention, I'm just letting you guys know, don't ever let anyone emotionally manipulate you. Either that would be your parent, your sibling, your... Like, I know that, like, we're all not perfect, but, like, and, like, some of us lie. I know we're all not perfect. But just know that, like, don't ever, like, emotionally manipulate someone. Never. If you guys really... I was about to say, if you guys really want to, just, like, don't let anyone emotionally manipulate you. And if you are emotionally manipulating someone at the moment, either that would be your parent, your sibling, your friend, your partner, stop. If you're just going to emotionally manipulate them, you should just leave. I'm being serious. They don't deserve you. You don't have to deserve to go through your bullcrap. It's just, don't let anyone ever emotionally manipulate you. Don't let anyone bully you. Just don't. And, I think that's about it. What else is there? Thinking. Not much to talk about anymore. Probably gonna end this video now. Thank you all so much for watching. Despite you guys never seeing this video, probably. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. I will be redoing PvZ Plush. I will be making the Bead series. And, I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on from the fake friends. Well, I have, but it's hard. Because now when you feel like if you guys, I'm not trying to make this video any more longer. If you guys feel like you guys are, like, you stop being friends with someone after finding out they were talking behind your back about you, and then you see them having so much more fun without you, it hurts. I get it, but, like, just remember, they emotionally manipulated you, they bullied you, they made you change everything about you, I don't know. Just don't let people emotionally manipulate you, and if you feel like you're having fake friends, the best thing you can do, well, just search up, like, test the dude to see if they're a fake friend. But anyway, that's all I had to explain. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be with another video next week, probably a gameplay. I know gameplays are getting boring. I'll probably do a vlog too. Anyway, see you guys later, and have a good night. Bye!